Shedeur Sanders on recruiting trail for Deion Colorado Legend makes appearance at OT7 Finals. With the NFL preseason in a dead period before training camp, Shedeur Sanders has a lot of time on his hands. The former Colorado quarterback made headlines for back-to-back speeding tickets in Cleveland, but he also made a pop-up appearance as the coach at the OT7 camp in Miami this weekend. Sanders joined Robert Griffin III out on the field in front of some of the nation's top rising talent, including a few Colorado targets and commits. The public appearance begs the question if he was there to seal a few deals on behalf of his father. One of the Buffs' biggest targets has been Alabama five-star receiver Satirian Morgan. Who better than Sanders to set the record straight on QB play at Colorado? Morgan is expected to announce his commitment this weekend as Coach Prime and the Buffs on his final list. He recently made a surprise visit to Boulder and even commented on why Colorado is a worthy contender. Just how Coach Prime carries himself and, the way he carries his team and the standard that he set, that is great to me, Morgan said. I feel like he is building a very special program. Shedeur brings a level of star power with him and has carried a steady recruiting hand with him throughout his playing career. The grown QB was mostly responsible for flipping Travis Hunter from Florida State to Jackson State. It started with a series of conversations and ended in a successful Heisman win last year at Colorado. The two signal callers bonded over football and the idea of the highly touted five-star being the heir apparent quarterback to take over in Boulder. If Sanders was on hand to convince Morgan, four-star receiver Jordan Clay, or a handful of others why Colorado is best, that's a next-level approach, an outstanding tactic that should be used more often. With Deion Sanders sidelined with an unknown health issue, the Buffs need all the recruiting help they can get going into next year. If Morgan commits to Colorado, it would be one of the biggest wins in the addition of another five-star to the roster. The Las Vegas Heat was as intense as ever, but nothing scorched the turf quite like the buzz surrounding one name, Shedeur Sanders. At the 2025 OT7 Finals, a premier 7-on-7 tournament showcasing the nation's top high school football talent, Shedeur wasn't there to throw dimes or break ankles. And he wrote, "It was like something out of a sad tales of unhappiness, when all of a suddenly we rushed into a flash of mirror. Shedeur wasn't there to throw dimes or break ankles. Instead, he was all business, moving like a quarterback on a different kind of mission, recruiting for Colorado and his father, head coach Deion Sanders. Wearing a crisp black hoodie with a subtle gold buffalo logo and his signature diamond-studded watch peeking out from beneath his sleeve, Shedeur turned heads without trying. His presence was both calculated and charismatic. He wasn't just repping the University of Colorado, he was the brand in motion. The moment he stepped on the field, you could feel it. This wasn't just about watching talent. It was about attracting it. The shadow of Prime, the rise of Shedeur. It's no secret that Deion Sanders has transformed Colorado into one of the most talked about programs in college football. But behind the cameras and the Coach Prime show, Shedeur Sanders has evolved from being Deion's son into a bona fide star in his own right, and now a recruiter with real pull. At OT7, Shedeur was spotted speaking with several five-star quarterbacks and top-ranked receivers. He wasn't making elevator pitches. He was offering vision. You come to Colorado, you're not just a player, you're a brand, he told one wideout from Texas. Coach Prime makes sure of that. And me, I'll make sure you eat on the field. To hear it from one recruit, it's different when Shedeur talks to you. He's been in the spotlight, he's living it. He knows what we want because he is what we want to be. This isn't a common narrative. Quarterbacks, especially those gearing up for the NFL, usually spend their off seasons refining mechanics, working with private coaches, or keeping their heads down. But Shedeur? He's on the trail, not just for his dad, for the future of the program he helped revitalize. A legend in the crowd. Then came the moment that sent the sideline crowd into a frenzy. Deion Sanders himself appeared on day 2 before his bookies and saviors when day 2, walking onto the OT7 field like a rock star returning to a stage he once owned. Flanked by a small entourage, Coach Prime greeted players, coaches, and fans with his trademark smile and gold chains glinting under the desert sun. Coach Prime? In Vegas? That's how you know it's serious, said one coach from a Florida-based 7-on-7 team. And bringing Shedeur? That's the full package. That's father and son recruiting dynasty energy. The Sanders duo wasn't just shaking hands. They were closing impressions. One recruit from Georgia said, after his interaction with both, Coach Prime told me, I don't just want you, I need you. And then Shedeur broke down how I'd fit in their scheme. Nobody else is doing it like that. The new blueprint, what makes this story electric isn't just the names or the glitz, it's the evolution of the recruiting blueprint. NIL, social media, personal branding, these are now pillars of modern college football. And Colorado, led by Deion and Shedeur, is writing the new manual in real time. At OT7, while Alabama assistants and USC scouts watched from a distance, Shedeur was on the turf, laughing with prospects, pulling out his phone to show highlights, and even FaceTiming current Buffalo players to hype the energy in Boulder. Most schools sell facilities. We sell future, Shedeur said to a group of top receivers. We don't just build football players, we build businesses. That hits differently in an era where high schools already have brand managers and TikTok followings that rival NFL rookies. And at OT7, a tournament designed for exposure, it was clear that Colorado wasn't just scouting players, they were recruiting personalities. Beyond the field, but this wasn't all strategy. There was something deeper: legacy. Shedeur isn't just building a roster, he's helping shape a new era of Black excellence in college football leadership. A son honoring his father's mission not just by playing for him, but by extending the message. His presence at OT7 wasn't just a flex, it was a statement that football at Colorado isn't just about wins. It's about culture, vision, and transformation. Coach Prime once said, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. Shedeur has expanded that idea. If you build right, they'll follow.